Good morning, cats. And a nice, cool, nippy morning it is here in mid-October. You're probably wondering what the heck am I up to this time. Well, I started out with a simple little project down here. As you know, my driveway has these culvert pipes. And I had to replace them once. At least once they washed out. So the problem was that this stream bed here, if you go upstream there, it was scattered with all kinds of logs and debris, and every time it stormed, that stuff would float down and get plugged up in my pipes, and then the water would have to go over top, which, you know, isn't a good thing. I don't want to lose my driveway again. This head wall probably needs to be rebuilt. It was my first attempt, and the concrete's kind of broken out on it. The rocks are still holding in, but the one that I did over on this side a few years ago, I used broken concrete slabs, and this thing's holding up really well. I wish I had this over on the other side. But anyway, it started out as a simple, just cleaning out the stream here a little bit. And I had this honeysuckle over here that was hanging over, and it kept dropping down into the creek. So I cut that out. And I might do a little more over there too. And then I thought, well, I'll continue up the stream there. Well, then I saw some nice trees, dead trees that were good firewood. So I brought my chainsaw down here, and I started cutting up some firewood. And as I did that, I, have my dump trailer and my tractor. So I started making a little road coming back in here. Just kind of clearing out the brush as I went along. And the further I came back in here and cleaning out the logs and debris that were in the stream here, I thought that looks pretty nice. I'm going to keep going with that. So I continued on up this way, and there was all kinds of stuff in here. And so I got all this cleared out. In fact, that big log over there was laying right in here and would have ended up floating back downstream. But I cleaned it out all the way up, and then I just kept going. I kept going. And eventually I came all the way out to my frontage here. So I kind of have like a loop. I can come right around and walk down to the driveway and around. And there's the culvert pipe there where the water comes in from across the street. It's all, agricultural runoff, but it dumps in here. And you can see how thick and overgrown and plugged up that is there. So my plan is eventually that I can get all this cleaned out of this creek here so that it flows freely, and it's kind of a nice little trail down through here along the stream. And of course, you see the stream's dried up right now. There's no water in it, but most of the year, it's been a really dry summer. Most of the year there's water running through it, so it'll be a pretty little stroll down here for my guests or whatever. The little neighbor girl across the street was pretty excited about it, and she kept asking, when's your trail going to be done? I want to go around your trail. When's it going to be done? So now it's pretty much all the way through, but I'm still working down here. So anyway, I dragged this big one up out of the stream with my tractor the other day, and I'm going to cut that up, see if it's any good for firewood. I think it might still be pretty hard in the middle, So it'll be good burning firewood, even though it looks kind of rotted on the outside there. But yeah, and then I brought my Ryobi battery powered gizmo, a hedge trimmer, and I'm gonna see if I can chop away at some of that stuff over there with it. We'll see. I never use it for anything else, so I'll see how it works. If it works good, I'll keep piddling away at that, and it might help to, you know, knock some of this stuff down. It certainly won't cut through that big stuff. I'll have to use a chainsaw on that, but I can use that hedge trimmer to buzz through a lot of this stuff and shred it up and open up my stream bed here. As you'll see, there's another log that I might try yanking out of there, but I don't know, that's a pretty big one. I might have to cut it into pieces, but I'll get it where it's not blocking the stream anyway, and work my way up until I get the whole thing cleared out. Kind of a nice little fall project for me. It's been keeping me busy. I did end up getting that toolkit. I got a Cruise Roadtech H3 toolkit for Harley Davidson motorcycles, designed for Harley Davidsons for roadside repair and adjustments, professional grade quality. And I picked that up from Dennis Kirk, so I'm going to open that up and see what's inside there. Now it comes in a nice little pouch here. Roll it. This is the Roadtech H3. So, let's see, we've got some combination wrenches here. 10 millimeter. A 3/8, a 7/16, a 1/2 inch, and a 9/16. We've got a crescent wrench, a pair of vice grips. We've got an air pressure gauge, some twisty cable ties, and some wire. Some star bit wrenches and some hex wrenches. A screwdriver with a, I think it's a reversible head on there. Oh, it's Loctite. Okay, got a little thing of Loctite. We got 4 sockets there, a little ratchet with an extension, a spark plug wrench, and this duct tape, and a gapper tool, spark plug gapper tool, or points or whatever. So there, that's a pretty, yeah, it'll come in handy. Well, for now, that's going to go in the Ultra, but I'll have to remember to put it in the Fat Boy when I take that out, because I do still ride the Fat Boy. Oh, it has a it has a list here of everything anyways. I wouldn't have had to search. The only thing I'm wondering is on this spark plug wrench, well, I guess you got a crescent wrench there that you can use because it's got a hex on the end of it, but I think it's a 3/8 drive. So yeah, in order to use a ratchet on that, you'd have to have a 3/8 drive, but I guess you would just use the crescent wrench on there to pull your spark plug. Cool. I'm all set. Next time we got a breakdown out on the road, Better call Itchy. Stick it right down in that side. I don't have anything in this one yet. I don't know. I call those saddlebags, but are they? What do you call those? I don't know. They're pannier boxes, but do you call them saddlebags? I mean, historically, I've called these leather ones saddlebags because they're bags, but these are like hard boxes. So I don't know. Just something that one of my struggles. Is it a saddlebag? Is it a pannier? What is it? One of the things I've been meaning to do is, I forgot my reading glasses on. One of the things I have been putting off, I don't know why, I just haven't gotten to it, is resetting the pin on this. Because it's got the original pin on there still. And I know how to do it, and it's a simple process, I just haven't got around to messing with it really. Which I could do it right now, obviously, but yeah, you know how it is. You get those simple little things that you could do, but you keep putting them off. Like, hey, I'll just get it later, and later comes and you go, I get it later, and then later comes again, and it never gets done. And then one day I'll be out on the road and I'll be stranded and I won't know what my pin is. And the other thing was my owner's manual that was in the tour pack. You know, the tour pack has a special pouch for that. Without that in the bike, I would have no way to know how to reset the pin or how to get to the pin unless somebody else knew exactly how to do it. So it might make a challenge. I don't know. I'm a little dyslexic, I guess. My memory is terrible. So even if you showed me how to do this 50 times, I'd get out on the road and now wait a minute, I push this one 3 times or 4 times. No, you only push it twice. You know, one of those things. So, yeah, you have to go through the whole series on, off, and then turn signal twice, and, you know, the whole thing. I don't know if you ever had to do that before, but I hate electronic things, you know. I really do. I find them frustrating. You know, that's why I like my Fat Boy. It's simple. It doesn't have all the electronics on it. It doesn't have all the computers on it. It does, you know, it's just a simple, you know, carbureted engine, easy going. This thing, it's really complicated. And I know one of these days that thing's going to cause me some trouble, and I'm going to be frustrated. It's going to probably end up having to go to the shop. Did you ever see shrink wrap like this before? I mean, it's almost like you could roll it out on the floor and sleep on it. It's crazy. This cabinet that I bought came wrapped in that. And that was another thing that ticked me off. You know, when I ordered the cabinet, it said it was going to be delivered heavy freight, and that it was going to be a curbside delivery. Well, curbside delivery means dropped off at the street. And so I called just to confirm, and they said, yeah, it'll be delivered at the street because it's going to be on a heavy freight truck, and they don't want to come into your driveway. I said, okay, fine. Well, you know, they said, well, we'll let you know when he's on his way. He'll call you, or he'll let you know when he's on his way. And, you know, you could meet him at the end of the driveway. I said, that'd be great. Well, it was supposed to come on Tuesday, and then I got a email saying your delivery has been postponed. It won't come till Wednesday. Well, great. Wednesday, I had to pick up Buzz from the airport. Buzz came home from the Philippines, and he's all in one piece. He was a little worse for the wear and tear because that 30-hour flight just takes the wind out of an old man. I know, because I've done it. So, but anyway, I got him back home. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to deliver it on Wednesday, but I'm not going to be here for a couple hours because it takes me an hour to get to the airport, pick up Buzz, and then I had to take him back home and then come back. So, I thought it's going to take me at least a couple hours. So I called my neighbor and I said, hey, would you do me a favor? Because he's real good at helping me out, and whenever he needs help, I'm real good at helping him out. He said, yeah, he said, I'll watch for it. And I said, well, I'll let you know if I'm not there and the delivery guy calls me that you can meet him out there at the road and kind of show him where to put it so it's not out on the street or something. He said, yeah, no problem. I'll take care of it for you. Well, I'm on my way home from the airport, and bink, I get a text message, your unit was delivered. I'm like, well, wait a minute. They were supposed to call me and let me know ahead of time, and I was supposed to meet them at the street because I had to sign for it. And how did this happen? So I call my neighbor. He goes, I don't know anything about it. I didn't see or hear a truck or anything. I said, great, now what? So I get home, and what did I find? My cabinet was sitting right in front of the garage here on a pallet, and it was all wrapped up in this and then shrink wrapped and banded and the whole thing. So I unpackaged it, and come to find out that they must have hit it right here, and this door was buckled in. If that didn't tick me off, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because, these things aren't cheap, they're not extremely expensive either, but they're not cheap. And so I thought, well, like a lot of times they say, well, check it before, the delivery truck leaves, because if it's unacceptable delivery, you can send it back with them. But I thought, I don't want to go through all that rigmarole, and I don't want to have to return it. So, did you ever watch these videos where these like East Indian guys can fix anything? They'll get like an old bulldozer or earth moving equipment that's seen its better days, and they'll completely rebuild it like a brand new machine. They can even fix ripped tires, and it's just crazy with the ingenuity of them, in survival of how they can, fix things like that. So I thought, well, if they can do that, I can fix a cabinet door. So I took I took this part off. I opened the thing up. I took all this mechanism off, and then I laid the door down, and I was able to get the dent out of it, pounded it out real nice. So now it works like it should, and I didn't have to go through all that rigmarole. But yeah, it's a nice little cabinet, and it's got different shelves in there. So I filled it up pretty quick with stuff that some of my cabinets up here, my shelves here, were just getting overloaded, and I was having trouble digging through trying to find things, and I'd go to grab one thing and I'd have to move 5 other things out of the way. So I got that cabinet there, and that's going to be real helpful. As time goes on, who knows what? Maybe I thought about storage shelves, but when you got shelves, everything's visible. It's all right out there. And then the other thing with the mice that had been getting in my garage before, I thought, well, I'd rather have a cabinet the mice can't get into and chew up my stuff too. So, yeah, that's a nice little addition to my shop. Now, I still got these 2 toolboxes here, which were original, going way back, which I don't really use anymore. There's just some scrap metal in there and stuff that I might need for a project. I think all these drawers are empty. And then this one here, I just keep, steel wool sandpaper in there, Just stuff that I never use. I don't even need this thing, really. I could get rid of it. And that would free up space too, where I could get something nicer in here, maybe something a little bigger, storage unit there to keep stuff in. I don't know. I can only do a little bit at a time, though. I can't do it all at once. I've got to budget my purchases. Because sometimes I get a little spendthrifty, and then I regret it later, and I'm like, uh-oh, things are kind of tight this month. I shouldn't have bought that. So anyway, cats, that's what's happening today. I'm all pooped out from cutting the wood. I got a pretty good stack of wood going over here, my supplement firewood, just in case I need it. And I also use this for camping too. So I've got this stack here with the stuff that I cut today and the stuff that I've got. You know, the grayer stuff on the bottom has been here, but all this fresher cut stuff was all in the creek bed. So it's all stuff that I had removed out of the stream bed that was blocking the stream, and it would have ended up plugging up my culvert pipes. It'd be a nice day to take a ride that's warmed up a little bit. You know, it's really cold this morning, but it's really warmed up really nicely now. And it is Friday. And you know what I'm thinking? I could take myself out to dinner somewhere and take the Ultra. But I will say one thing. If you're out on the bike in this kind of time of year, it's beautiful right now. It's great riding weather right now. But if you stay out and the sun goes down, you better have some winter riding gear, because the temperature yesterday when the sun went down, it was like in the 30s. So, you know, if you were out on the bike and you weren't prepared, you know, and you just had a light jacket or something, you'd have a cold ride home. Real cold ride home. So it might do you some good to throw an extra coat or jacket in the saddlebag or the pannier or the whatever you call it, so you're prepared when you're out there. I have extra gloves and you know, the whole shot. So I'm usually well prepared for any kind of weather. Anyways, cats, that's all I got today. Thanks for watching. Thanks very much for your support. Like my video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will continue to keep you posted. Let's see, what's today? Friday, so I'll see you Sunday.